Definition. Okay, Yasmin, that brings me to you. And I want to play what the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, had to say about all of this on Monday.
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter. Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain. This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years. And now the chickens are coming home to roost.
So, Yasmin, we know how much MAGA voters care about this. Should it be a goal of Democrats? Should it be the goal of organizations like yours to make not just Democratic voters, but those middle-of-the-road voters who swing elections care about this, too?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. Leader Jeffries is exactly right. And I think this is just yet another example of what Donald Trump and House Republicans do over and over, which is tell voters what they want to hear to get elected and then do something vastly different. We're here, of course, here talking about the Epstein files, but it's also, we saw last week the single largest Medicaid cut in history. What all these things have in common is that they lie to us. And you know what Republicans, Democrats, and independents have in common is they don't like being lied to. So the question before us is, what do we do about it as Democrats? And part of the challenge before us is we know that voters, whether Republican, Democratic, or independent, they're on our side, but they're not hearing us. We're not breaking through to them. And part of that is because we're talking to voters way too late. Our conversations with them are way too superficial and one-directional. They're not about the things that they really, really care about. And that's why we've got to throw away the playbook, the old playbook, and we've got to start a radically different approach. And at Swing Left, we're working with House Democrats now on a new program called Ground Truth, which is our most ambitious effort ever to reach voters. And that's not just Democratic base voters, swing voters as well, Republican, independent, and squishy Democrats too, to make sure that starting now, over a year before the election, we are out knocking on doors and not skipping people just because they don't agree with us on everything, but really deeply listening, engaging, and trying to understand those ground truths of what do people care about and how do we make sure they know about the lies of the Republican Party that are directly going to impact their lives in materially harmful ways.
So let me ask you about sort of the little details of that, because I don't think there are many Democrats watching this who would disagree. But I went on those buses. I talked to those Democratic activists. Even the weekend before the last election, they were going door to door to door and talking to people. I think there were, in some cases, record numbers of people in battleground states on the Democratic side. Is it the messaging that's off? Is it getting one focused message? Because what I heard is, well, it depends on where you go. You have to have a very tailored message. What are you going to do differently this time? Because you certainly had what seemed to be like the enthusiasm.
That's right. There is so much enthusiasm among volunteers. We saw it last election cycle. We see it now. And the problem is we bottleneck it. We don't let folks go out and talk to voters until way too late. And so exactly what you saw and what so many volunteers experience, they go to the same door that 20 other volunteers have already gone to, and then we skip all the really tough conversations. And so what we need to radically change is the runway. That means that we've got to start not talking to voters in October of 2026. We've got to talk to them now, because we all know that the process of changing hearts and minds is not something that happens in a 30-second conversation where we just drop a piece of literature. It really requires building trust, and building trust, as we all know as people, but we sometimes forget as operatives, requires real listening. And so for volunteers to not just start signing up in October, but to start now means that we'll have so much more time to, when someone says they're worried about the economy, they can't afford diapers, we're going to help them access free diapers through a local diaper bank. We are going to listen to that information. And because of a new federal elections rule, we can coordinate all of this with campaigns, meaning it's not just information that lives and dies with a volunteer. It can make it up to digital teams, to communications teams, so that campaign messages are directly in line with what voters are telling campaigns they want and need from the Democratic Party and from their country and from their leaders.
Ken, Melanie, Yasmin, Jeremy, fascinating conversation. Thank you.